Hey students, welcome back to Lakshya Education Online. मेरा नाम है Ch14 Sharma and this is episode number 3 of chapter number 14 Statistics. In the previous episode, episode number 2, we discussed about the second method to find mean, that was method of assumed mean. Now in this episode we are going to understand about the third method to find the mean, and the method is step deviation method. This is a very important method to find mean. So let's start step deviation method, episode number 3, chapter number 14. So here is the formula for step deviation method. The formula is mean x bar equals to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi multiplied by h. You have to learn this formula. Here a is assumed mean, which we used in the second method. H is called the class length, means the length of the class, and ui can be obtained by the formula xi minus a divided by h. In the previous method we obtained di equals to xi minus a, but here ui equals to xi minus a divided by h, that is class length. To know more about these terms, we have to take a question. Let us take a question from exercise 14.1. So here is the question from exercise 14.1, question number 2. This is a well-known question for you. Here we have a data of daily wages of 50 workers in a factory, and we have to find mean daily wages using step deviation method. Now here the data is daily wages classes and number of workers. Wages rupees 500 to 520, number of workers 12, 520 to 540, number of workers 14, 540 to 560, 8 workers, 560 to 580, 6 workers, and 580 to 600, 10 workers. Total number of workers are 50, therefore sigma fi equals to 50. This is the given data. Now as we know very well, in any method to find mean, first thing you need to do is find the class mark. You know how to find the class mark. It is lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So do it yourself. So here for the first class, lower limit is 500, upper limit is 520, 500 plus 520 divided by 2. The mid value of these two numbers is 510. This is the class mark of the first class. Similarly, you can obtain the class marks of other classes also. As we know that to find the mean by step deviation method, the formula is x bar equals to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi into h. Here h is the class length. Class length means length of class. Here all the classes have equal length, 500 to 520, 520 to 540. So here the class length can be obtained by upper limit minus lower limit. 520 minus 500, that is 20. In the second class also 540 minus 520, it is 20. So here h, class length equal to 20. This is the length of each class, which is equal. Now the next thing we need to find is ui. As here the formula to find ui is ui equals to xi minus a upon h. It means we want to find a. In the assumed mean method, we have learned how to find a. A is the assumed mean, which is the mid value of all these xi. Here there are 5 terms of xi, therefore the middle term, that is 550, can be taken as a. So here a equals to 550. Now as the formula of ui is xi minus a divided by h. So first of all we will get xi minus a for first term. For first term xi is 510 and a is 550. Therefore xi minus a, that is 510 minus 550, will be minus 40. I am writing it here. For term 1, xi minus a upon h equals to, here xi is 510 minus 550 divided by h is class length, it is 20. Now we know that 510 minus 550 equals to minus 40. So it will be minus 40 divided by 20. So if you divide them, you get minus 2. So for the first term we are getting ui equals to minus 2. Now for second term, 530 minus 550, that is minus 20, divide by h, 20, minus 20 divided by 20 will be minus 1. Then for the third term, 550 is xi and 550 is a. 550 minus 550, that is 0 divided by 20. 0 divided by 20 will be 0. Therefore here ui equals to 0. Always remember, ui in front of a will always be 0. Next, xi is 570, a is 550, 570 minus 550 is 20, 20 divided by 20 equals to 1. So here ui equals to 1. For the next term, 590 minus 550 equal to 40 divided by h, 20, therefore it will be 2. So these are the values of ui: minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Now further we have to find fi ui, that is the product of fi and ui. In previous method we had to find fi di. Now in this method we have to find fi ui. So let us do the product of fi and ui. For the first term, fi is 12 and ui is minus 2. 12 multiplied by minus 2 will be minus 24. That is fi ui for the first term. Second term, fi 14, ui minus 1, that will be 14 into minus 1, minus 14. For the third term, 8 multiplied by 0 is 0. For the fourth term, 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. Then next is 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. So these are the fi ui terms. Now we have to get sigma fi ui. So first of all we will get the sum of negative terms and then the sum of positive terms. Here negative terms are minus 24 and minus 14. The sum of these two terms is minus 38 and the sum of positive terms 20 plus 6 is positive 26. Now we want to get sigma fi ui, which we have to write here, but I don't have space right now here, so I'm writing it below this term. Students, you have not to show this calculation. You have to do this calculation orally. You need not to show it in your sum. So here I will write sigma fi ui equals to minus 38 plus 26 to the calculation. It is minus 12. Now to obtain the mean, we have the formula x bar equals to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi into h. We have obtained all the values. Let us apply the values. A equals to 550 plus sigma fi ui is minus 12 upon sigma fi is 50 multiplied by h is the class length and it is 20. Here there is multiplication term in between these numbers, so we can cancel out these zeros. So we have further 550. Here we have plus minus 2 signs, so we know that plus minus will be minus, and 12 multiplied by 2 is 24 divided by 5. Now here you have to divide 24 by 5. Do it yourself. So it will be 550 minus 24 divided by 5 will be 4.8. So 550 minus 4.8, you have to do the subtraction. So we can write 550.0 minus 4.8. If you subtract these two numbers, you will get 545.2, or you can also write 545.20. This is the mean of this given data. So here we can say that mean x bar equals to 545.20 rupees, as it is daily wages of the workers, so it is written in rupees. So this is the method how we can obtain mean of the given data by step deviation method. Now the next question is question number 5 from exercise number 14.1. It is again a known sum for you. There is a data of number of mangoes in boxes and we have to find the mean of mangoes in the boxes. According to the data, there are classes 50 to 52. there are 15 boxes. Containing 53 to 55 mangoes, there are 110 boxes. 56 to 58 mangoes, 135 boxes, and so on. So this is the data. Now first of all, let us find class length for this classes. But here the class distribution is little bit different compared to the previous one. In the previous question, let us see once again the previous question. In that question, we had classes 500 to 520, and then the next class was 520 to 540. Here we can see that the upper limit of the first class and the lower limit of the second class are same. Here you can see it is 520 for both. But in the next question, question number 5, it is not the same. See, you can see here 50 to 52 and 53 to 55. If we have classes like this kind of class interval is called continuous frequency distribution, where the upper limit of one class and the lower limit of its next class are same. In that case, we have to do direct subtraction of upper limit and lower limit. That is 520 minus 500, it will be 20. But here in the case of question number 5, as the class distribution is not continuous. So here in the first class, the class is from 50 to 52. That is 52 is the upper limit, and in the second class the lower limit is 53. So there is a gap of 1 between the upper limit and the lower limit of two consecutive classes. In that case, to find class length, what we have to do? First of all, do the subtraction of upper limit to lower limit, that is 52 minus 50. 52 minus 50 is 2. Now, as there is a gap of 1 digit in between these two numbers, we have to add 1 into this subtraction. So 52 minus 50 equals to 2 plus 1, that is 3. So here class length will be 3. So once again, 52 minus 50, it is 2, and this is not continuous. There is one gap between them, therefore add 1 into this difference, that is 2 plus 1, 3. This is the class length. So here h equals to 3. Now we have to get class mark. We know how to find the class mark. Class mark is the mid value. So 50 and 52, its mid value is 51. So here class mark is 51. 53 and 55, mid value is 54. Class mark 54. 56 and 58, mid value 57, and so on. 60 and 63. Now we have to get ui. As we know, ui equals to xi minus a upon h. So first of all, we want to get a. Now in xi, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 terms are there. So the middle term will be the third term, that is 57. So we will assume 57 as a. Now to get ui, we know that xi minus a upon h. We will start from here. Here xi is 57 minus a is 57 upon h. 57 minus 57 is 0. 0 upon h, 3. So 0 by 3 equal to 0. So this will remain 0. Now we will go the upper step. In this step, xi is 54 and a is 57. 54 minus 57 is minus 3 divided by h, 3. Minus 3 divided by 3 is minus 1. Then for this step, xi equals to 51 and a equals to 57. 51 minus 57 is minus 6. Minus 6 divided by h, 3. Minus 6 divided by 3 will be minus 2. So ui is here minus 2. Now come to this step. Here xi is 60 and a is 57. So 60 minus 57 is 3 divided by h, 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now come to this step. Here xi is 63, a is 57. 63 minus 57 is 6 divided by h, 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So here ui equals to, if we start from here, 0, then in the upper level, in the upper side, minus 1, minus 2, and in the lower side, 1 and 2. These are the values of ui. Now we have to get FI/UI, that is the product of Fi and UI. Here for the first term, Fi is 15 and UI is minus 2. Multiplication of 15 and minus 2 will be 15 into 2, 30, it will be minus 30. Next is Fi 110, UI minus 1. 110 multiplied by minus 1, that is minus 110. Next is Fi 135, UI 0. 135 multiplied by 0 is 0. Next, Fi is 115 and UI is 1. So 115 multiplied by 1, that is 115. Next is Fi 25, UI is 2. 25 into 2 is 50. So these are the values of FI/UI of each terms. Now we have to get sigma FI/UI. For that, first of all, we will get sum of all negative terms and then sum of all positive terms. Here negative terms are minus 30 and minus 110. So their sum will be minus 140. And positive terms are 115 and 50. Their sum will be 165. Now we want to get sigma FI/UI, that is sum of these two terms, that is minus 140 plus 165. Do the calculation. We can get here 165 minus 140 equals to 25. Now we have to get mean. We know the formula of mean by step deviation method. It is A plus sigma FI/UI upon sigma Fi multiplied by H. Let us apply the values. A equals to 57 plus sigma FI/UI we got 25 upon sigma Fi, that is sum of all the Fi. You have to do the addition of these all Fi. Do it yourself, you will get the sigma Fi. And this addition is 400. Therefore sigma Fi equals to 400 here, multiplied by H equals to 3. Now for the further calculation, we can do 57 plus 25 multiplied by 3, that is 75, divide by 400. Now here for this calculation, I am showing you what to do. This is 75 divided by 400. We can write here 75 divided by 4 multiplied by 100. So first of all divide 75 by 4 and get what value you get. 75 divided by 4. It is 18.75. 75 divided by 4 is 18.75 upon 100. Now for the further calculation, we know there are 2 zeros in the denominator. So this decimal point will be shifted by 2 steps. It will be 5781. This is shifting of 2 steps and then decimal point 0.1875. So 75 divided by 400, we obtained 0.1875. We can apply this value directly here. You need not to show this calculation. You have to do this in your rough work. We have to direct apply here 57 plus 0.1875. If you add this, you will get 57.1875. If you want to remove the last 2 digits after decimal step, then 57 point, as this is 5, if the number is 5 or more than 5, if you remove it, its previous number will be added by 1. This will become 8. And if you remove this 8, it will affect the previous one. So this will be also increased by 1. So this will become 57.19. So x bar equals to 57.19 is the mean. As this is the mean of number of mangoes, so we can say that x bar equals to 57.19 mangoes. Now the next question is question number 7 from exercise 14.1. This is again very well known question for you. Here there is the data of concentration of sulfur dioxide in air in 30 localities. See here, the concentration classes are given 0.00 to 0.04 ppm. Number of localities, frequency is 4. 0.04 to 0.08, 9. 0.08 to 0.12, frequency is 9, and so on. This is the given thing. Now we have to get first of all class mark. We know how to find class mark. Upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. 0.04 plus 0.00, that is 0.04 divided by 2 will be 0.02. This is the class mark. Then the mid value of these two, it will be 0.06, and so on. Find the remaining class marks. Now as we have to get ui equals to xi minus a upon h. Therefore, first of all we have to get h. Here h is class length of the given classes. Here class length of all the classes are same, 0.00 to 0.04, then 0.04 to 0.08. This is continuous distribution, therefore we can directly subtract 0.04 minus 0.00. So the class length will be 0.04, upper limit minus lower limit. Now we have to assume A. Assume mean. Here there are 6 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in between you have two values, 0.10 and 0.14. In episode number 2 we have discussed about this. Whenever there are even number of class marks, we have two values in the middle terms. So out of these two we have to assume A, the one which has higher frequency. Therefore here assumed mean will be 0.10. This is our A. Now to get ui, we know that xi minus a upon h, we will start from A. Here xi is 0.10, a is also 0.10. So 0.10 minus 0.10 is 0, divided by h, 0.04, that will be 0. Always the number ui in front of a will be 0. Next, for this term 0.06 minus 0.10, xi minus a. 6 minus 10 will be minus 4. So it will be minus 0.04 divided by 0.04, it will be minus 1. Then 0.02 minus 0.10 is 0.08 divided by 0.04, it will be minus 2. So now after doing these three sums, you must have got that ui in front of a will be 0, then its upper value ui will be minus 1, then minus 2. So here we will get 1, 2 and 3. So this is a pattern which we find in ui. Once again, the number in front of a, ui is 0, then its upper value is minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is the easiest way to remember this method. Now further we have to get fi ui, that is the product of fi and ui. For the first term, fi is 4 and ui is minus 2. 4 into minus 2 is minus 8. Then for the second term, fi is 9, ui is minus 1. 9 into minus 1 is minus 9. Third term, 9 into 0 is 0. Fourth term, fi is 2, ui is 1. 2 into 1 is 2. Next, 4 into 2, 8, and the next 2 into 3 is 6. So these are the values of fi ui. Now we have to get sigma fi ui. For that, sum of negative terms and sum of positive terms. Negative terms minus 8 and minus 9. 9 plus 8 minus 17. And the positive terms 8 plus 2 10 plus 6 16. Therefore sigma fi ui equals to minus 17 plus 16, that will be minus 1. This is our sigma fi ui. Now to get mean, we know the formula x bar equals to a plus sigma fi ui upon sigma fi into h. Here we know what is a, it is 0.10 plus sigma fi ui, we have obtained minus 1 upon sigma fi, that is the total frequency. We know that there are 30 localities. You do the sum, you will get 30. So sigma fi is 30, multiply by h. Here h is the class length and it is 0.04. This will be 0.10. Here it is plus and minus, so plus minus minus 1 multiply by 0.04 divide by 30. We know that 0.04 multiplied by 1 is 0.04 divide by 30. Now how to do this? In episode number 2, I had shown you how to do this calculation. Once again, I am showing you this. 0.04 divided by 30. If we want to do this calculation, if we want to remove this decimal point, we will get 4 upon, there are 2 digits after decimal point, so 4 upon 100 multiplied by 30. Further, if we want to make it easier, it can be 4 divided by 100 and 30 can be written as 10 into 3. So we will get 4 upon 100 into 10 is 1000 multiplied by 3. Now you have to divide 4 by 3. 4 divided by 3, you will get 1.33 divided by 1000. Now you have to shift the decimal point according to the denominator term. There are 3 zeros in the denominator term, so the decimal point will be shifted by 3 steps. So 3 and 3 will remain as it is. This point will be shifted by 3 steps, 1, 2 and 3 and point. So it will be 0.00133. This is the value of 0.04 divided by 30. So we will apply it directly here. 0.10 minus 0.00133. Now as here we have after decimal point 5 steps which we do not need. So we will remove the last 2 digits. If we remove the last 2 digits, we will get, as the digit is less than 5, therefore it will be removed, it will not affect its previous digit. So if this 3 is removed, this previous 3 will remain same. If this 3 is removed, the previous one will remain same. So we will get 0.001. Now to do the subtraction, we can write 0.10, but here in the second term after decimal point there are 3 digits, so we have to write here 3 digits. Last digit is 0 and afterwards there is no digit, we can write 0 again. So 0.100 minus 0.001. If you do the subtraction, you will get 0.099. So this is the answer. This is the mean, and as it is concentration of sulfur dioxide in ppm, we can write this is 0.099 ppm. This is approx value, so we will write approximately. So this is our answer. So my dear students, this was the explanation of the third method to find mean, step deviation method. I hope you have understood that method. Now in this episode I have explained you question number 2, 5 and 7 from exercise 14.1. Now you have to do some of the questions yourself, and they are question number 4, 6 and 9 that you have to do yourself by the same method, step deviation method. In question number 8 you can see that the class length is not equal. So that question we will not solve by this method because the class length h is not equal. Question number 8 will be solved by first method or second method, that is method of assumed mean or direct method only. You have to do yourself only question number 4, 6 and 9. And one more thing, question number 3. Question number 3 is about finding missing frequency. So in the next episode we will do question number 3. When the mean is given and one frequency is missing, what to do, how to find the missing frequency. In the next episode I will show you some other sums also which is outside of your textbook, not from your textbook but outside of the textbook, and some very important questions to find missing frequencies. So this was the end of episode number 3, chapter number 14. So before I end, I would request you to like, share and subscribe, and I would say keep studying online with Lakshya Education Online.